That's good. I'm good. Thanks for asking. Thank you so much for tuning in to this market update. I'm Jessica Amir from Bell Direct, and this is a live update powered by YouTube live stream. So thank you so much for your company. Hope you've had a great day and hope you had a good weekend and hope you're keeping safe and well. So let's just get started. Well, we had a cracking day on the Aussie share market today. In fact, today was the best gain that we've seen, the best one-day gain since 1980. We saw the ASX 200 lift 7%, and it really comes as traders and investors received news that the government will support employers paying $1,500 a fortnight in wage subsidies for the next 6 months to keep employees, part-time workers and casuals on the job. So great news. So today's gain, the best in 40 years, means the market not only erased Friday's 5.3% fall, but it also erased 2 weeks of losses. Aussie investors also ignored the fact that we did have negative leads from Wall Street from the get-go on Friday, where we saw the US benchmark index, the S&P 500, down over 3%. But today on the ASX, it was great news. All sectors made gains. The healthcare sector, the standout, up 11%. Financials almost 9% higher. Consumer discretionary stocks, also another riskier sector that was actually doing well today, up 8%, while the more defensives followed, like staples, telcos and utilities. And the sectors with the least gains today were the industrials and property sectors, but they still gained a strong 3.5% each. In terms of the standout stocks, the big standout was Ansell, ANN is their stock code, hand and body protective equipment company. Their shares rose 25% after they advised that their gloves and their protective wear is seeing heavy demand. But you probably knew that their products were selling like hotcakes because you can't get them on the supermarket shelves quick enough. There's also strong healthcare demand for their other personal protective equipment, and that's exploding as well. All of this is why Ansell, ANN, announced its order pipeline is strong, reiterating their earnings per share guidance for 2020, a guidance range of $1.12 and $1.22 US per share. In terms of fundamentals, also great news also out of Ansell, $515 million in cash at the bank, no major debts maturing in the next year, which is great news. On a cash flow basis, also advising good news to the market. They said that they're generating positive operating cash flows, and last year they generated almost $48 million. That was actually in the first half of this financial year. The market liked hearing that. Of course, in times of general market uncertainty, we do like hearing that companies are strong with strong free cash flows. Another standout in the healthcare space, the branded and generic pharmaceutical business, Main Pharma, MYX. Their shares ended up 26% higher. Aged care provider Estia, EHE, rising 16%. And really, as 2 company insiders increased their stake in that company, EHE. While another standout, the biggest company on the ASX, CSL, rose in the order of 12%. Another stock on today's leaderboard was NXT. They're powering businesses along with cloud computing systems. Their shares rose about 14%. And this is another company to watch because they're particularly benefiting from a lot of us working from home. Last week, actually, the company announced that their earnings forecast will be strong for this year. They're also seeing exceptionally strong demand from consumer platforms, online shopping, food delivery, social media, video streaming, and gaming as well. So plenty of benefits coming out of that company as well. In terms of financials, the standout in that space was Challenger CGF, an annuity provider, one of the largest in Australia. Their shares rose about 12% today after reporting a pretty thorough and detailed financial update. But what I take out of that is the main thing is that they're standing by their profit guidance on a normalised basis. And looking at the Australian dollar, that's now holding steady at a 2-week high at 61.42 US. In terms of what to watch tonight, well, currently the US futures are suggesting the S&P 500 will fall about 1%. That was my last futures check before jumping onto this, with US investors weighing up 4 things. 1, President Donald Trump extended that social distancing measure right until the end of April, backing off hopes that the US economy will reopen after Easter. 2, Trump has signed that $2 trillion record stimulus package into law on Friday. And 3, coronavirus cases in the US continue to rise at an alarming pace. And lastly, some bit of reprieve for US investors. Insider buying into US stocks is now at an 11-year high, with institutional buyers, their size of orders is now greater than the retail side of things. And this is why the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ saw their best weeks since 2009 last week, rising 10 and 9% respectively. And in terms of us back home locally, what to watch tomorrow? Well, a lot of data is out, house sales for February and borrowing data for February as well. So that'll be closely watched. Keep an eye on those 2 figures out at 11:30 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. And that's plenty to consider for now. Thank you so much for your company. I'm Jessica Amir from Bell Direct. Take care, stay safe, happy trading, and I'll see you tomorrow for the market update. And if you aren't already a Bell Direct customer, why not sign up? It's free, and then you'll get access to our weekly and monthly updates. Take care. See you soon.